if someone handed you a vegetable that looked like a tiny flying saucer. Perfectly round, scalloped around its edges like a fluted pie crust, in colors ranging from bright sunshine yellow to pale, creamy white to deep forest green. You might not immediately believe it was one of the most delicious, most productive, most beginner-friendly vegetables in the entire American garden. But that is exactly what the Pattypan squash is, and once you have grown it yourself and brought in a basket of these extraordinary little gems, every 2 days from midsummer through fall, and once you have roasted them whole with olive oil and herbs, stuffed them with cheese and breadcrumbs, or simply sautéed them in butter, while they are still the size of a golf ball and at their absolute peak tenderness, you will understand completely why every experienced vegetable gardener who has grown Pattypan squash eventually grows more of them than of any other summer squash in their garden. They are prolific beyond what most beginners expect. They are tender and sweet. At small harvest sizes, they are visually so beautiful that neighbors stop and ask what they are growing, and they are genuinely one of the most rewarding plants in the entire warm season vegetable garden. This complete beginner's guide gives you everything you need to grow exceptional Pattypan squash from seed to harvest, anywhere in America. Let us begin. The Pattypan squash, also called scallop squash, sunburst squash, button squash, or flying saucer squash depending on your region and the color of the variety you are growing, belongs to the Cucurbita pepo species, and is one of the oldest cultivated squash varieties in North American history, with evidence of scallop-type squash cultivation in Native American gardens dating back several centuries before European contact. Unlike the zucchini and yellow crookneck squash that dominate American summer vegetable gardens, the Pattypan squash has a more compact growth habit, a distinctive and visually arresting appearance, and a denser, firmer flesh that holds its shape better in cooking than most summer squash. The flavor of a correctly harvested Pattypan squash, meaning one that was picked when small, between 2 and 4 inches in diameter, is sweeter, nuttier, and more complex than most zucchini, with a slight firmness that gives it more interesting texture in dishes that require the squash to hold its shape through heat. Selecting the right Pattypan squash variety for your garden is the enjoyable first step of the growing process, and the range of options available to American home gardeners is broader than most people realize. Sunburst is the most widely recognized Pattypan squash variety in America, producing vivid golden yellow fruits with a slightly paler scalloped edge, compact bushy growth habit, and extraordinary productivity over a long season. It earned an All-America Selections Award for its outstanding garden performance. Patio Star is a particularly compact variety, developed specifically for container growing, making it an excellent choice for gardeners with small spaces, balconies, or patio gardens. Early whitebush produces creamy pale ivory fruits on compact plants, with a milder flavor that appeals to those who prefer subtlety over the stronger sweetness of the yellow varieties. Benning's green tint is an heirloom variety producing pale green fruits with a delicate flavor and excellent texture. Peter Pan is a green-skinned variety with particularly dense, flavorful flesh. Starship is a darker green variety with excellent productivity and disease resistance. The choice of variety ultimately depends on your space, your preference for fruit color, and whether you want a bush or a slightly more trailing growth habit, but all of the above varieties are widely available from American seed companies and garden centers. And all produce the characteristic, scalloped, disc-shaped fruit that makes Pattypan squash the most visually distinctive vegetable in the home garden. Correct site selection and light management are the foundation of Pattypan squash success, and they require the same full sun commitment that all productive cucurbit crops demand. Pattypan squash needs a minimum of 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily, with 8 to 10 hours producing the most vigorous plants and the highest fruit yields. In fewer than 6 hours of direct sun, Pattypan squash will grow and flower, but will produce significantly fewer fruits, and the plants will be more susceptible to fungal diseases because of reduced air circulation through the foliage in shaded conditions. Choose the sunniest available garden location. Position containers in full sun all day, and if you are growing in a raised bed, site it in the most exposed position away from fences, trees, and structures that cast shade in the afternoon. One of the distinct advantages of Pattypan squash over many other cucurbit crops is its relatively compact growth habit. Most bush varieties occupy only 2 to 4 feet of garden space, rather than the 6 to 8 feet of sprawling vine that zucchini and acorn squash require, making Pattypan squash an excellent choice for gardeners with smaller growing spaces, raised beds, or limited garden real estate. Starting Pattypan squash from seed is the most economical and most satisfying approach. Direct sow seeds in the garden 1 to 2 weeks after your last frost date, when soil temperatures have reached at least 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, pressing seeds 1 inch deep, in groups of 2 to 3 seeds per planting station, and spacing planting stations at least 2 feet apart for bush varieties, and 3 feet apart for slightly more spreading varieties, thin to the strongest single seedling per station after germination. For a head start in cold northern zones, start seeds indoors in individual large biodegradable pots 2 to 3 weeks before your last frost date. Planting in biodegradable pots that go directly into the ground at transplanting time prevents the root disturbance that can stunt cucurbit transplants significantly. Temperature management for Pattypan squash is straightforward because this vegetable is entirely a warm season crop with no tolerance for frost or cold soil and an impressive ability to thrive in hot summer conditions. Pattypan squash germinates best at soil temperatures between 70 and 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and grows most productively when daytime air temperatures are between 70 and 90 degrees. Unlike some cucurbits, Pattypan squash maintains good production in temperatures up to 95 degrees with adequate water, making it an excellent summer crop for gardeners in the humid South, the hot Southwest, and the increasingly warm summers of the American Midwest. The vine continues producing until the first frost kills the foliage, and because the season extends as long as frost-free conditions persist, the total harvest from one well-maintained Pattypan squash plant over the full summer can be extraordinary. 100 or more fruits from a single, vigorous plant under ideal conditions is not unusual. Understanding that the growing season for Pattypan squash runs from planting through first frost, and that consistent management through the entire period, not just at the beginning, is what drives that extraordinary total yield, is one of the most important mindset shifts for beginner squash growers. Watering Pattypan squash correctly is the daily practice that has the greatest single impact on both the productivity and the quality of the harvest, and it requires understanding the plant's large water needs balanced against its sensitivity to waterlogged roots and wet foliage. Pattypan squash plants have enormous leaves that lose significant amounts of water through transpiration on hot summer days, and during the peak production period the plant is simultaneously supporting root development, vegetative growth, and the continuous setting and enlarging of multiple fruits, all of which demand a steady, generous supply of moisture. Water Pattypan squash deeply 2 to 3 times per week during the growing season, delivering enough water to penetrate 10 to 12 inches into the soil, and increase to daily watering in containers or during heat waves when the soil dries out more rapidly. Water at the base of the plant using a soaker hose, drip irrigation, or a watering can with a long spout that directs water to the soil surface rather than wetting the foliage. Wet leaves on Pattypan squash create the conditions that powdery mildew, the most common disease challenge in cucurbit growing, needs to establish and spread. Maintaining dry foliage through base-only watering is one of the most effective preventive measures available, and requires only the discipline of pointing the water at the soil rather than the plant. Apply 2 to 3 inches of organic mulch around each Pattypan squash plant to restore moisture. Moderate soil temperature around the developing roots, suppress competing weeds, and create a clean surface that reduces soil splash onto the lower leaves. Another powdery mildew and bacterial disease risk factor. For container-grown Pattypan squash, check soil moisture every day in summer, and water thoroughly whenever the top 2 inches of the potting mix feel dry. Ensuring complete drainage through the container's drainage holes before placing any saucer beneath the pot. Fertilizing Pattypan squash requires a staged approach that provides the right nutrients at the right growth phase, and the plant's heavy feeding nature during its long and prolific production period means that neglecting fertilization after establishment is one of the most common mistakes growers make with this highly productive vegetable. Before planting, prepare the soil generously with 3 to 4 inches of well-aged compost worked into the top 12 inches, which provides a complete biological foundation and slow-release nutrition that supports early establishment without any additional fertilizer. At planting time, work a handful of balanced granular fertilizer, such as 10-10-10, into each planting hill, providing complete initial nutrition for the germinating seedling. 2 to 3 weeks after germination, when the plants are actively growing and the first true leaves are fully developed, begin regular fertilizing program of liquid balanced fertilizer, applied every 2 weeks through the vegetative phase. Once the first flower buds appear, typically 4 to 5 weeks after direct seeding, transition to a low nitrogen, higher phosphorus and potassium fertilizer that shifts the plant's nutritional focus from vegetative growth to flower development, fruit set, fruit quality. Maintain this low nitrogen, potassium forward fertilizing approach every 2 weeks through the entire fruit production period, which may extend for 3 to 4 months in warm climates. Calcium supplementation from crushed eggshells, gypsum, or liquid calcium applied to the root zone from the first flowering stage prevents blossom saw, end rot, which affects Pattypan squash as it does other cucurbits, and keeps the continuously setting fruits healthy and complete through the long production window. Side dress each Pattypan squash plant with a generous handful of finished compost, worked lightly into the soil surface every 4 to 6 weeks during the production season to maintain soil biology, and provide a gentle, balanced top-up to the more targeted liquid fertilizing program. Managing the Pattypan squash plant for maximum productivity involves several important practices beyond basic feeding and watering, and understanding and implementing these practices is what separates beginner growers who are consistently surprised by their plant's performance from those who actively drive the extraordinary yields this vegetable is capable of. The most important management practice for Pattypan squash is harvesting frequently and consistently. Every 2 to 3 days at peak production, Pattypan squash fruits that are left on the plant beyond the ideal harvest size of 2 to 4 inches in diameter signal the plant to reduce new flower production because the plant's biological priority shifts from producing new fruits to maturing the seeds inside already set fruits. Every oversized, neglected Pattypan squash fruit that matures on the plant reduces the total number of subsequent fruits that will be produced. Harvesting small, at golf ball to tennis ball size, keeps the plant in a continuous state of fruit production and also produces the most tender, most flavorful fruit, with the finest texture. Large Pattypan squash fruits over 5 inches in diameter are edible but significantly less tender and flavorful than small ones, and their presence on the vine is actively reducing your total harvest. Light pruning of Pattypan squash improves air circulation significantly, which is the most effective long-term strategy for managing powdery mildew through the season. Remove lower leaves, the large, broad leaves closest to the soil surface. As the season progresses, particularly any that show early signs of disease, yellowing, or physical damage. This lower leaf removal opens airflow around the base of the plant, reduces the humid, stagnant air microclimate that powdery mildew thrives in, and directs more of the plant's energy toward the upper productive growth and fruit development. For Pattypan squash grown in the ground, occasional removal of some of the plant's lateral branches to maintain an open, well-ventilated canopy structure keeps the plant productive and healthy into the later weeks of the season when powdery mildew pressure increases with cooler nights and morning. The most common problems affecting Pattypan squash in American home gardens are manageable with early identification and consistent organic care. Powdery mildew, as noted, is the most prevalent disease and is both prevented and treated with base-only watering, lower leaf removal for airflow, and the application of diluted neem oil or a baking soda and water spray, applied every 5 to 7 days from the first sign of white powder on the leaves. Squash vine borers are a significant threat in the eastern United States, where the clearing moth lays eggs at the base of squash stems in early summer. Row cover protection during the first 3 to 4 weeks of growth, removed when flowering begins to allow pollination, is the most effective prevention. Squash bugs, large, flat, brownish insects that cluster on leaf undersides and can cause significant vine damage, are managed by daily inspection and removal of egg masses from leaf undersides, hand-picking of adults in the morning, and neem oil spray. Cucumber beetles spread bacterial wilt disease, and are managed with row covers on young plants and neem oil spray once flowers open. Aphids on new growth are treated with a water blast and neem oil spray for persistent populations. Poor fruit set, flowers is appearing but no fruit developing, is almost always caused by pollination failure, which in turn is caused by insufficient bee activity, and is corrected by hand-pollinating female flowers, with a small paintbrush, transferring pollen from male flowers directly to the female flower's stigma. Each morning, when flowers are open, the Pattypan squash offers the American beginner vegetable gardener something that few other vegetables can match. Continuous, generous production of an extraordinarily beautiful and delicious food that grows with vigor and rewards consistent attention with harvests that fill the kitchen table from the 4th of July through the first frost of autumn. Give it full sun, warm soil, consistent deep water at the root zone, correct staged nutrition, and the simple discipline of harvesting small and harvesting often, and this flying saucer-shaped wonder will become the most productive and most beloved plant in your entire vegetable garden. Plant your Pattypan squash seeds this season. Give them the sunniest spot in your garden. Water deeply at the base every 2 to 3 days. Feed them in stages as they grow. Harvest every 2 days when fruits are small and tender, and watch in genuine amazement as this compact, charming, prolific plant gives you more extraordinary vegetable than you ever imagined from such beautiful little plant. If you love learning about seasonal flowering plants, gardening tips, and nature care, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nature Nurture Hub, your home for year-round garden inspiration. Let's keep growing together.